and my esteemed colleague, Danny O'Donnell, here at the IBJJF Pan Championship. The Open Division is about to begin, and we're just here introducing the whole thing once again. It feels like we were just here at the European Championships. We're back again.
Yeah, we're going to kick things off with the open class divisions. So many great athletes in both of those divisions. And Jake, there's also not just the open class today, but we also have the weight classes. So we're going to see some really good division matches as well before we get into the finals tomorrow.
Well, let's take a look at the schedule. As you guys can see here, 9:30 a.m. is going to be those black belt open divisions. We're going to be here 11 a.m., the weight divisions, like you said, Danny, and then at 4:30 is going to be the end of flow zone. So you're going to have us for a while today. A lot of action. The Pan Jiu-Jitsu Championships are one of the most electrifying tournaments in the Grand Slam series. Everybody's hungry. The year has kind of kicked off, and it's off to a good start, and people are really bringing the energy.
Yeah, we had several athletes win gold at the Europeans who are back here at the Pans, looking to get their second major title at 2025.
Well, one of those athletes that we should take a look at in the male division is none other than Adam Wardzinski, Danny.
Yeah, Adam Wardzinski took third at the Pans last year, but he's a world champion in 2024 and a crown champion. He's been on an absolute tear. Adam's got a really unique game, always fun guy to watch.
Yeah, and then Gabby Pisagna, of course, you can't really... Oh, actually, we're going to stick with the male. Sorry about that. Jackson Nagai, Pan champion before, world champion. What more could you say about Jackson Nagai?
Yeah, Jackson Nagai trying to win his second straight Pan title. He's back. Haven't seen him in a bit. Great to see Jackson back on the IBJJF competition mats.
And in that same weight division, commonly, Tynan Dalpra.
Tynan Dalpra, three-time Pan champion, looking for title number 4. Didn't see him in 2024, but he is back in 2025. Tynan, always a super aggressive, amazing athlete to watch. Can't wait to see him.
Somebody we haven't seen, I feel like, as active on the competition scene here at the IBJJF is Mateus Gabriel. Excited to see him back.
Yeah, Mateus Gabriel had some injuries, had to take some time off, but he's healthy now. He's back. He returned for some open championships at the end of 2024, was absolutely on fire. Now he's back in a major tournament.
And that's just 4 of the athletes. There's way more athletes that are going to compete in the open class and the adult. Those are just some of the marquee that have really been making waves in the jiu-jitsu community lately. And somebody who continues to make waves and just is so impressive, and she's so young, making an incredible legacy for herself is Gabby Pisagna.
Yeah, Gabriela Pisagna, 7-time Pan champion, but she's an 8-time world champion. She'll be going for titles 8 and 9 here at the Pans.
Wow. Maisa Bastos, one of the queens of the sport as well. What more could you say, Danny?
Yeah, Maisa Bastos has dominated the Roosterweight division, has so many world titles in that division, 5 Pan titles. This time she's going to be at light featherweight.
Also to come, Elizabeth Clay has been known as one of the youngest competitors to make waves at ADCC, now at IBJJF, and just has really shown how versatile she is, both gi and no gi.
Yeah, Elizabeth Clay won a no gi world title in 2024, but she competes in the gi just as often as no gi sometimes, and now she's going for her second Pan title. She won in 2023. Always fun to watch Elizabeth Clay.
And finally, Luisa Montero, one of the most accomplished athletes that we've talked about today.
So she is the most accomplished Pan athlete in history. Her and Andre Galval both have 9 titles. Luis is going for title number 10 in the lightweight division here.
That's truly an incredible feat and statistic. This is the IBJJF Pan Championship, Danny, and we're here live on FloGrappling on Flow Zone. Be sure to stay tuned and be sure to continue to walk with us. Remember that if you want to subscribe to FloGrappling.com, go to FloGrappling.com/sign up. You'll be able to catch all of the news articles, events, all the live content at FloGrappling.com/sign up. Well, the action has officially begun here, as you guys can see at the IBJJF Pan Championship. Got Dory Aoun and Tarek Hopstock happening right in front of us, Danny.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible match. Tarek, so technical, has the Tarico Plata. Looks like he's already trying to set it up here on Dory of Checkmat. So we're going to kick it over to our black belt absolute divisions here shortly. Mat 11 has Dory and Tarek Hopstock. That match is underway.
Yeah, let's take it over to Mat 11 so we can see this matchup. As you can see, Dory Aoun in the blue gi, Tarek Hopstock in the white. Tarek playing from this knee shield. a few
position
times.
Tarek plays pretty often. This knee shield with the cross collar grip. It's where he sets up a lot of his omoplatas and his signature Tarico plata. And Dory trying to pressure forward with that grip on the collar with his left hand.
Tarek has a right hand grip on the lapel. Got his foot in it. It's going to make it very difficult. Dory is typically enjoys passing with this tight pressure, head forward. That foot in the lapel makes it very difficult to continue to come forward. It's like your hips are the things that are holding it back.
Yeah, both Tarek and Dory really active competitors, Jake. So very well versed in the rule set and very strategic in their approach to jiu-jitsu.
Now Dory getting a little bit of space, it seems.
Yeah, now he's standing up. Goes right back down to his knees. Tarek looks like he has Dory's left lapel and his foot kind of wrapped up in it, which could be slowing him down quite a bit.
The referee's going to Dory gets a penalty, as well as Tarek. Now Tarek, Danny, it seems like he's been also playing with the idea of going for that arm saddle, hooking with his right arm underneath, be able to throw that left leg over. I think Dory, now knowledgeable of that, notice he's keeping his left elbow kind of tight to his hip.
Yeah, it's a setup Tarek uses quite a bit for his omoplata attacks. Hasn't been able to get it going just yet. Trails Dory by 2 points, 2.5 minutes into this black belt open class match.
And so far, Tarek has just kind of stayed in this quarter guard position. He goes back to that lapel guard over and over. Now Dory gets a little bit of room to the outside. He has that right hand on the pants. Look at the flexibility of Tarek, though, finding the lapel with that left foot once again.
He's been controlling that lapel for a good portion of the match, and I think that's really slowing Dory's passing attempts down.
But this is a good place for Dory to be, I believe. If he can just continue to put pressure down, he can continue to try to push forward. Tarek doesn't have a lot of offensive options as long as that leg is separated from his body. And Dory is very good at putting the pressure in these positions. Oh, there we go. Dory lifting a little bit, but reestablishing the quarter guard.
So right back into this half guard knee shield position. Dory trying to pressure through Tarek's guard. Tarek doing a great job with the frames.
And one thing I like that he's doing, Danny, is he's not just putting up the frames, but he has the lapel guard behind. And now we see, as we said earlier, he's got this right underhook, very shallow on the arm, and he's got that left foot through. It's something Tarek does very well. Now he's got both arms on it, and Dory pulls it out. And right back on it. Officially, it was 4 minutes, 43 seconds left in this match. Understand that the time is not currently going. And the score is indeed 2-0, Dory Aoun.
Fortunately, we missed the opening of this match, so not sure how Dory secured those 2 points.
We were chatting it up, Danny. It's been a long time. Once again, back at the Silver Spurs Arena. Pans has been in Florida for a while now.
Been in this arena since 2020. Had so many great additions of the Pans here in Florida.
Call stop one more time, looks like. Referee inspecting all the grips and the positionings of the feet. That was very interesting. Now Tarek's got this palm to palm, but Dory is very strong, able to pull out of those positions. Now Tarek's sitting up, sort of a butterfly guard position.
Coming up on the 3-minute mark.
Oh, but this is good for Dory, Danny. Now he's got the legs crumbled. Now the lapel is still there for Tarek, but Dory's able to put this pressure to the side. This is just the efficacy of the lapel guard too, though. You can see it in full display. Tarek has been saved from multiple guard pass attempts just by the presence of his foot on the lapel. Now the lapel's deep wrapped in there.
Looks like he's trying to feed that lapel under Dory's lead right leg. There he goes.
Gets it, trying to feed it back to that right hand now. If he's able to get that, especially palm up, now he can start to threaten arm bars. He'll start to invert underneath, looking for a lot of different sweeps. This is a good position for Tarek. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to work for him. Opts to let go. I question that decision.
So we got a pretty stacked black belt absolute division, Jake. We got Gutenberg Pereira, Marcus Scooby Ribeiro, Roberto Jimenez. We also have Gustavo Batista in the absolute division.
Wow.
Which should be very interesting.
Well, it's always a pleasure to see him compete in the absolute, because I think his style really lends itself well to the heavier and the lighter weight classes. He's just he has such a solid passing game and such an efficient guard game. There's a reason he's a multiple-time world champion. That's just right there. That's an exciting 4 more male competitors that we get to look out for.
We also got Francisco Lowe. He's right behind us. He'll be coming up on mat 11 next. Another athlete we're really looking forward to, who I did mention already, is Roberto. He'll be coming up, though, shortly.
Absolutely. We'll see if we can get a look at his match once he takes to the mat. It's hard to miss. Oh, look at this. Oh, he's looking for the armbar. He gets that left leg over the top. Now he's got the triangle. Trying to pull it, 1 minute and 12 seconds. This is kind of shallow, though.
Dory postures out of it.
Still up by 2, though Dory has 2 penalties to Tarek's 1.
Now Dory using that cross grip, which makes it a little bit hard to attack on bottom.
Tarek's got to get desperate here with 45 seconds left. You get a sweep here at the end. Such an interesting dynamic here in the open division as well, Danny, because they have their own divisions, but they have to focus on later. Look at this.
Tarek Hopstock,
2 points, and he's able to keep the submission with 22 seconds left.
And with that 2 points, he takes the lead because he has 1 advantage.
Wow. What an interesting turn of events, using the Tariqa Plata to get the sweep. The Tarek sweep. We're going to call it a new name. No, but very impressive maneuvering there. I didn't see how he was going to be able to find the sweep, given that Dory has been putting so much pressure this match, and he's had his head forward, hips back. But Tarek's so crafty in his guard, like he said at the beginning of the match, Danny.
Showing the versatility of that omoplata position. You can use it to sweep, you can use it to submit. Tarek used it to sweep and take the lead. Looks like the referees are reviewing this on one of the side tables. They're looking at the video footage. As the head referee signals to his earpiece.
No change.
Brewer's got to make something happen. You can see him change the pace.
You see Tarek just right hand and left foot are both in play, looking for that lapel. And trying to remain active. This is what you need to do in this situation, but it might be just too little too late.
That's going to do it. Tarek Hopstock is going to advance in the black belt absolute division here at the 2025 Pans.
That really was, I mean, you can't ask for a more clutch moment in a match. That's going to do it, Tarek Hopstock. Can't wait to see a replay of that Tarek Plata into sweep. Dory, a little disgruntled by the result. Tarek at the colored belts had a victory over Kynan Duarch, purple belt. I believe it was actually at Worlds. But let's take a look. This is the control position. He's able to be on top for long enough in that position to get those 2 points. Now, as you guys can see in the distance there, Roberto Jimenez
taking on Gabriel Oliveira of Lotus Club. It's a really, really exciting match.
This is an exciting match. Gabriel Oliveira actually lives in Arizona, trains with Sean Downey there at Lotus Club, and has really impressed a lot of people in his time as a black belt. I've actually had the chance to grapple him myself. Very impressive top game, a lot of pressure, and he's very agile as well for being, you know, super to ultra heavyweight competitor, very agile. He's going to need that going against the absolute firecracker that is the natural Roberto Jimenez.
Roberto Jimenez has been pretty active in competition as of late, competing in some IBJJF Opens, taking double gold at every event he's competed in.
You know, Danny, I feel as though it doesn't matter. Gi, no gi, half no gi, sambo, it doesn't matter. Roberto Jimenez just wants to be out there.
Roberto jumps to pull guard.
Immediately gives Gabriel a little look to the outside. Roberto inverting. He had a good angle there for a second, threatened that armbar. This is a position Gabriel is very proficient in. Is once he finds an angle, he just puts the pressure, but he's very patient as well. And as we've seen Roberto, when you go against a lot of energy and a high energy output that Roberto has with his very aggressive guard, very aggressive passing, you have to be able to weather that storm.
Roberto's the 2023 World No-Gi Absolute Champion. So he's won an Absolute title at a major championship.
Beat Roosevelt Souza. Oh, look at that, Roberto Jimenez. And that's what I mean as well. You blink and you could miss some of the stuff. Recently victorious in a FloGrappling production, who's #1 over Elder Cruz via flying armbar.
Roberto trying to get in on a single. He's got a really good single leg and a good collar drag from the standing position.
Oh, look at that. The ability for Roberto to mix things up makes him a very tricky competitor to prepare for. He's always throwing something new. It feels like there's not a lot of patterns with Roberto, which I feel like is one of his strengths as a black belt competitor.
Roberto shooting for an ankle pick. Gabriel defends.
Roberto jacking up that left arm underhook. Did you catch what Roberto just went for? He tried to sit guard and put his feet right behind. I call that the kids' class sweep.
Cross collar grip with his right hand, feeding the lapel under the leg with his left. Now he lets it go into the close guard for Roberto Jimenez.
Now a little bit of a slowing in the pace. It's an interesting dynamic, this matchup, because Roberto wants things out in the open. He wants things to be, I don't want to use the word chaotic because I feel like that disparages the skill that Roberto has, but he wants things to be moving. He wants things to be actively open. And Gabriel wants to be slow, as you can see right here, just trying to put the weight. He wants to put the pressure on Roberto and look for opportunities to smother. He's trying to keep his hips real heavy right now. Roberto under the leg.
Good position for Roberto. He's going to try to stand up.
Oh, and he's on the back, and this is where Roberto shines, is when he is able to find this exposure.
Seems like all of Roberto's best positions funnel into the back.
In that absolute victory he had at the No-Gi Worlds, I remember you and I had talked about, Danny, how a lot of his, even his passing game is to create back exposures. So he's just very proficient. And if you look at his overall statistics, I'm sure that most of his submissions do come from back control. But look at Gabriel Oliveira.
Beautiful defense by Gabriel Oliveira. Nearly takes Roberto down, just gets an advantage. Couldn't hold him for the 3 seconds.
And that's that
what
agility.
A counter.
That's that agility that I'm talking about. Just able to create these fast movements. I believe he competes in the ultra heavyweight division, if I'm not mistaken. Either super heavy, ultra heavy, one of those two. The natural rebel, Roberto Jimenez.
Currently trails Gabriel Oliveira by 1 advantage. That was really impressive by Gabriel Oliveira. Roberto, usually when he gets behind someone and is in a position to take the back, it's not often that he loses it. And Gabriel did a great job defending it. Almost took Roberto down. Got an advantage. And he has the lead.
Could have been that Roberto in that moment, they were by the edge of the mat. Maybe he's trying to secure the position but not be overzealous for it so that he doesn't go out of bounds and only get an advantage, maybe trying to move in the middle. And Gabriel must have felt something like that. It looks like Roberto's patch might be a little ripped on the back, so they're going to have to rip that off.
Back to the action, Roberto Jimenez, Gabriel Oliveira. Gabriel has a cross grip. Reset, back to the center.
Just a little under halfway through the match. Oh, and there's that collar drag you're talking about, Danny. And into the takedown.
Roberto puts Gabriel down. 2 points.
What an adjustment. Collar drag didn't work due to that response by Gabriel's left arm. Turns that into a trip with the other foot. Now he's in side control, circling around. Another good recovery by Gabriel, but he is down by 4 now.
Really impressive by Gabriel to get back up to the feet to a neutral position.
Oh, and going for a takedown of his own, but Roberto.
Oh, Roberto might be on the arm.
That could be it. And
Roberto gets it.
Roberto Jimenez's ability to find these submissions, find these opportunities to score in the middle of a transition is just so impressive, and you see it there again. What an armbar.
Wow, locked up that armbar. Gabriel did not want to tap, tried to fight to get out of it, but it was too tight.
I'm excited to see a replay on that one. Roberto Jimenez victorious, moving on to the next phase of the open division. We'll see who he grapples against next. I'm sure he'll be right back here on Flow Zone with his next opponent. But let's take a look at that replay. I want to see that. Man, I would like to see foot sweep. I'd like to see a lot of things about that match, but that armbar and how it finished. As he circles around to the back, finds the opportunity, but here's some of the highlights of the match. That was Gabriel's takedown, which Roberto was able to defend, looks immediately up at the score, and this is that foot sweep. Boom!
Wow,
Lands
that combination with that foot sweep and collar drag was beautiful.
And this was that final armbar. Gabriel tries to get up, extending the arm, and Roberto finds it. As soon as he sees an arm is straight, just pounces on it.
Beautiful stuff from Roberto Jimenez.
Really, really impressive stuff.
We're going to head over to mat 11. We got Francisco Lowe and Lucas Norat competing here in the Absolute division. Our day kicks off with the black belt Absolute matches.
Lucas Norat in the blue. Oh, receiving a footlock right now.
Francisco Lowe is a really dangerous straight footlock. Hard to see where the grip is. Looks like it could be tight. Now he's bridging into it.
Oh, and he does get the tap. Francisco Lowe, we come right at the end. I was going to mention Lucas Norat, the kind of game that he likes to play, but Francisco Lowe, gracious in victory. Gets a straight ankle lock. He set it up. Some people call it the Coyoteja variation, where they get the ankle lock, they throw the De La Hiva, and they put pressure on the knee to sit their opponent down. He does that, throws the foot across, gets a heavy extension on it.
Francisco Lowe will move on.
Now we got Pedro Nakano directly to our left. So while we look for that replay, let's take a look around and just see here at the Silver Spurs Arena.
Looks like we have some of the black belt weight classes underway as well.
Well, here's that replay. Danny, talk us through this.
So Francisco Lowe wraps up the ankle lock. Really tight grip. Francisco has an amazing finish from here. Throws the right leg over, bridges into it, gets the tap. He'll move on to the black belt Absolute division. Now we will head over to mat 10. We have Wallace and Souza on top.
Tight battle here, just 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
And now he gets swept. Wesley takes top position. Wesley Oliveira up by 1 advantage over Wallison. Points are even at 4 apiece.
Hard to say how many points are left in this match. They're all tangled up and it looks like each other's lapel guards are possibly looking for a footlock. There's Wallison.
Wallison, the 2024 World No-Gi Champion. That was a huge moment in his career. Two points for Wallace and Oliveira. Well, it looks like our scoreboard may not be up to date. You can see in the background the official scoreboard. Our apologies, we came into this match halfway through. But it looks like the official score is 6-6. I believe I saw 3 advantages on the official scoreboard. We'll get that updated here for you shortly.
In the single leg X position, supporting with that foot on the lapel. It's a very powerful way. If he keeps that foot on the lapel, he can find sweeps very powerfully, or he can get a lot of leverage for this toe hold, Danny. But of course, recognizing that, looking for a leg drag now. Into the double under.
Wesley controlling that left leg of Wallison, goes for the toe hold. Not really a threat, but it looks like it's making it hard for Wallison to come up on top.
It did look like for a second it might have even been bothering him, but now, and this is such a tricky match as well. You can see the the way that Wesley is reacting to the different guard passing attempts, bringing his feet in front, and how Wallison is reacting to those is just very interesting. And now it looks like he might be going for a knee bar. It's hard to tell what kind of a bite he has. Minute 20. 2-advantage lead for Wesley Oliveira.
He's got a really fun match coming up on mat 11 shortly. We got Tarek Hopstock and Gutenberg Pereira. Gutenberg took gold in the open class here at the 2024, here in this arena in 2024 at the Pans. Also won gold last year at the Europeans in the open weight division, but this will be his first major championship in 2025.
Oh, disqualification. Our referee called for a disqualification, I believe, over Wallison's submission attempt here. Looked at the officials with the instant replay and put up the disqualification sign. This is a puzzling situation, Danny. It's moments like these that I try to make you laugh, just so that see your face turn red. Well, remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to @FloGrappling.com or @FloGrappling on Instagram, as well as @IBJJF. Go to IBJJF.com. Stay up to date with everything going on there and all the articles that the different people are writing and the updates, all the events, the best jiu-jitsu events in the world, as they say. And for FloGrappling, we have different events coming up, of course, in April. It's going to be a Who's Number One. And FloGrappling is partnered with some of the best shows in the world to bring this crazy world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to your home screen. So here's a look at the questionable submission. The one that Wesley immediately looks at the ref and goes, "Is that allowed?" To which the ref goes, "Let me check." Stops the match and deduces that it's a penalty, it's a disqualification. But we're still waiting to hear back on whether or not that deduction was accurate.
Head referee is signaling to his earpiece, so the footage is being reviewed.
Another match coming up directly to our left, and it's very interesting. Is Tarek Hopstock and Gutenberg Pereira. I would very much like to see that match as well.
Yeah, that'll be on mat 11 shortly. We got another match on mat 11 still going on, but a few more minutes. We'll have the 2024 Pans Absolute Champion take to the mats. So we'll head over to mat 11 as the referees figure out the call for this match.
Well, it seems that as soon as we said that, they did figure out the call for this match, and it is absolutely a disqualification. All right, here's 11. Pedro Nakano circling around to the back. And now settling into the side control. 5 advantages for Pedro Nakano, and now on top in a good position.
This is the black belt light featherweight division. So as we mentioned, the weight classes have started as well. Got some more light feather action going on some of our other mats. Pans, the second major IBJJF tournament of 2025. Like you said, it feels like we were just at Europeans. Pedro Nakano trying to take the back.
Struggling to get that second hook in. Looks like he might have it now. At least another advantage. Now Pedro threatening the choke, lifting by the forehead to get under that chin.
4 points for Pedro.
Now the arm, it looks like it might be under the chin. It is.
Pedro putting the squeeze on, gets the tap. He'll move on in the black belt light featherweight division.
Very impressive stuff by Pedro Nakano. And as he was starting to take the back, Danny, when he was having difficulty getting both hooks in, he opted to try to threaten the choke to slow his opponent down to be able to get not just the fullness of the choke, but also to get both hooks in. It's very intelligent, and if your competitor struggles to control the back, get better at getting the choke and threatening the choke as you take the back. You'll see a lot of fruit in that regard. So here's a look at that replay. As I said, look, the right hook is coming in, but at this point, when he's starting to roll, look, he transitions to threatening that choke as well, and when he does, he gets both hooks in, forces his opponent to focus on the defense of the choke, and then eventually puts on the squeeze and gets the tap. Now he'll move on in this light featherweight division. Then we're going to stay on this mat because, as you had mentioned before, Danny, we'll say it again, 2024 Pan Absolute Champion Gutenberg. As you see right there, out of Art of Jiu-Jitsu Academy, we'll be taking on no stranger to heavier competitors, at least today. Victorious earlier versus Aoun is Tarek Hopstock.
Gutenberg will be competing in the ultra heavyweight division later on today.
Immediate sit for Tarek. To be expected. Now Tarek did a very good job dealing with the pressure of Aoun. This is a lot more pressure, I would say, possibly, than Aoun's able to output, at least at this moment in time. Gutenberg is a very strong, very large competitor with a great deal of technical ability and agility. It's like an ultra heavyweight that moves like a middleweight.
Absolutely. Tarek trying to control his legs early on. Now Gutenberg's got this crossface. Deep grip on the back with his right arm. Kicks his left leg free.
Oh, and Tarek able to threaten that arm over the top.
Part of what makes Tarek's guard so good is his flexibility and dexterity. He's able to recover positions from weird angles, and you saw it right there against Gutenberg.
One thing he has to be careful of is a little earlier, that pass almost happened because Gutenberg was able to get his arm all the way deep. He was able to hug Tarek's head, and he's letting it happen again. This is a very difficult thing to stop.
Very deep crossface. That looks brutal.
If you let the heavier, stronger competitor get this sort of a crossface on you in the guard, and I understand it's difficult with the height disparity, but it's very difficult to get back to an open guard position. You see Tarek is now sort of in this almost pseudo deep half guard.
This is a great position for Gutenberg. Deep crossface, had his head posted on the mat, controlling Tarek's hips.
Looks like he might get the fullness of the pass here. He does.
3 points for Gutenberg. Pereira passes the guard and takes the lead early on in his first match of the Absolute Division here at the 2025 Pans. Gutenberg walking towards the hips.
Tarek trying to keep a frame with his left arm under the armpit of Gutenberg. '24 Pan champion, moving methodically and intentionally. He's not going to want to lose this position, I don't feel. Not willing to give Tarek an opportunity to get back into the match.
6 points on the board for Gutenberg. Pereira.
Tarek trying to push, trying to get some space. But it's everything that he can do just to get his arm partially extended in this position as Gutenberg settles back into side control.
Pretty crazy moment right now. We got Marcus, Scooby, and Roberto also competing in the absolute division. I think we'll stick with Gutenberg for now, but those are matches that you can switch to if you're so inclined. Roberto is on mat 13.
Look at this, Tarek getting his right knee back in. Recovers back to the open guard. Gutenberg opts to completely separate, reset the position. But Tarek has got to be careful to not let Gutenberg hug his head. He needs to create that space and keep that space. Because Gutenberg slowly adjusts his grip up, little by little, stays in the pocket, and then eventually finds the opportunity to hug the head.
Gutenberg just leaning his weight over Tarek. I'm sure that's tiring on bottom, trying to keep all that weight off of you.
I'm sure it's tiring as well because Tarek, he likes a lot of the techniques that require your opponent to be a little closer to you. Like that arm saddle, throwing the leg over the top. It's hard to maintain distance while doing that. So that option it does come with an inherent bit of danger. Like you see here, head close. Now he's got the right foot in the lapel like we saw in his match with Aoun. Look at that, transitions that foot to the outside. And once again, looking to hug that head.
Gutenberg staying patient in this tripod position. There's a really good angle, and it's that foot, that right foot of Tarek Hopstock on the lapel that's saving him.
Possibly looking for the upside down guard. That'll be very interesting. And down the lapel, and look at that immediately. Gutenberg underhooks.
As soon as Tarek wrapped his foot up in that lapel, Gutenberg started moving away from it.
Possibly the most effective way to deal. In fact, I would go out on a limb and say it is the most effective way to deal with the lapel guard, is to deal with it preemptively. It is to deal with it at the very latest as it's happening. And there we see one more time this deep, neck-wrenching crossface.
4 minutes left. Gutenberg Pereira leads Tarek Hopstock by 6 points. He's your returning absolute champion here at the Pans. Defeated Marcus Scooby in the final last year. Gutenberg trying to work his way into the mount by freeing that left foot. Over on mat 13, we've got Mateus Rodriguez and Roberto Jimenez. And on mat 12, Lucas Montalval, Marcus Scooby Ribeiro.
Sorry about that. Just like Mateus was getting checked out by the doctors over on mat 13, so that match was not continuing. But Gutenberg, once again, passing the guard, selling into side control, now up by a margin of 9-0.
Gutenberg using patience and pressure to score his points in this match.
Now feeding that lapel underneath the armpit of Tarek to his right hand.
You can tell Gutenberg is looking for different ways to try to get to a finish. Switches his base, controlling the hips with that left arm.
Now looking to increase possibly that point margin by going to mount. Tarek has left arm underhook.
Tark trying to stay on his side and use that underhook, but Gutenberg just leaning all his weight over the hips, making it tough for Tark to get up to his knees.
I think that's been the biggest bane for Tarek in this matchup, has just been the inability to move Gutenberg either back or side to side, as Gutenberg had put the pressure on and continued to move forward. It's just hard to stop him from getting to where he wants to go. Tarek has a lockdown. He's got this underhook with the lapel assisting him. It's hard to see where he would want to go with this to turn it into an advantageous position.
Less than 30 seconds left. Gutenberg up 9-0 over Tarek Hopstock. Passed the guard 3 times. Showed amazing control and pressure in the opening round of the absolute. So that'll do it. Gutenberg Pereira, the 2024 Pan Absolute Champion, moves on in the division in 2025, defeating Tarek Hopstock by 9 points. Great opening round for Gutenberg.
Shows the power of this heavy crossface that Gutenberg was able to employ on several different occasions within the match, but every time he did it, he was able to turn the face of Tarek away from the guard he was trying to defend with, and was just able to pass the guard like this. And like we said, I think it was 3 separate occasions that he pretty much used the same tactic. Just a lot of forward pressure, getting really, really tight, head close, either a deep underhook or deep head control. And as you can see there over the horizon, we got Scooby and Jimenez going at the same time on 2 different matches.
Let's go over to mat 13, where Mateus Rodriguez is on top, Roberto Jimenez on bottom. All tied up, 1 advantage apiece. Mateus Rodriguez recently opened his own academy in, I believe it's in North Hollywood, California, Baza Jiu-Jitsu. If you want to take an inside look at Mateus' academy, you can go to the IBJJF YouTube channel, where we visited his academy, did a gym tour, beautiful facility. And Mateus is really looking forward to putting on a show for his students.
Well, he's got an adequate dance partner for just that in Roberto Jimenez right now.
Got a chance to catch up with Mateus yesterday. He's competing at super heavy. Last year he did medium heavy.
Is that, when you talked to him, was that a, did he gain the muscle to weigh that much, or was that a strategic decision?
I believe he said he walks around 215, 220. And had to cut a good amount of weight to make medium heavy. Just has a lot going on with his new academy. Also recently just had a baby, so has awesome. A lot going on, and wanted to come into this tournament without having to worry about cutting weight.
Penalty apiece, and we're back. Roberto shoots, stuffed by Rodriguez.
Mateus is the returning medium heavyweight champion here at the Pans. Had an amazing run last year, and I think he's looking to even top that in 2025. Roberto started his absolute campaign with a beautiful armbar submission victory. What really impressed me in Roberto's last match was his ability to chain together his takedown attempts.
In his last match was Gabriel Almeida, he definitely, or Gabriel Oliveira, sorry, not the same person. Gabriel Oliveira had the opportunity to sweep one way with the collar drag, and then when Gabriel got up, sweeps with the other foot. It was just a beautiful change of direction and change of balance, an understanding of your opponent's balance. Roberto's able to keep up this pace of just shooting, getting up, digging the high underhook, shooting again, going for a judo technique. He's able to keep the pace up, and it's hard to keep up with sometimes as the match drains on. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. This is all tied up.
After this match, we've got Gustavo Batista, who just took the mats for the first time here at the 2025 Pans. I believe he's on mat 10. This one is close, Jake. No points on the board for either Roberto or Mateus. Just one advantage and one penalty each.
Well, it would seem, at least with the match that we've seen thus far, that Roberto has been the more active competitor. At least right now, he's very much trying to come forward. And as you see right there, the referee gives a penalty to Mateus and an advantage to Roberto for just that reason, that Roberto was continuing to come forward, and Mateus was starting to backpedal a little bit more than he was putting out offensive techniques.
It looks like our clock that you're seeing on the screen is not up to date. See if we can get a look at the official scoreboard to see where this match is at.
Now it's Rodriguez driving forward. It would appear there's a little bit of fatigue in Mateus Rodriguez here. A little bit of a deliberation between the referee and the scorekeeper.
Now our official scoreboard shows 4 points for Roberto Jimenez. 2 coming from Mateus Rodriguez's third penalty. The other 2, not too sure. We did jump into this match in the middle of it.
But this is now a pretty big hole. For Rodriguez to climb out of.
Our apologies once again for the scoreboard. We'll try to get that updated as soon as possible so you can follow along.
Either that or truly the referee really is just sitting there and they're just staring at each other for the duration of this match. Those are our 2 options. And there we go. And we're back. And Mateus at this moment in time has got to get busy.
He's got 3 penalties, so that means Roberto has to have 2 points. They're not showing on our scoreboard.
Mateos gets stuffed on the takedown. They're trying to switch the directions. Blood on the nose of Mateos Rodriguez.
So as this match between Mateos Rodriguez and Roberto Jimenez winds down, got another exciting one with Gutenberg Pereira. He'll be taking on Francisco Lowe on mat 11. That match is coming up.
Gotta wonder what the referee is trying to figure out with the side table. Advantage given for Jimenez. Now everything's been reset on this scoreboard, so it's really hard to tell. Mateos trying to turn this into a possible back take situation. Looks like not a lot of time to work. Look at this. Roberto with a big twist on that leg. That's going to be another advantage for Jimenez. Roberto has the ability to put the pressure on the toe hold specifically with so much torque and strength. You can see it right there, even the leg straight of Mateos Rodriguez. He was able to generate a lot of pressure. Roberto Jimenez is going to move on to the next phase of the absolute division. As we mentioned, here on mat 11, directly to our left is going to be Francisco Lowe and Gutenberg Pereira. We can take a look at the replay of some of the action that just transpired there with Roberto and Mateos. A lot of confusion with the ref and the scorekeepers and everything like that, but nonetheless, very exciting. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, coming up is Who's Number One 27, Kaynan Duarte versus Nick Rodriguez. That's Friday, April 18th, only on FloGrappling. Make sure to go to FloGrappling.com/sign up, get a subscription, watch it live, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram at FloGrappling. Remember, April 18th, that's Duarte versus Rodriguez. So now let's come over to mat number 11 with Gutenberg and Francisco Lowe.
we're back at the 2025 IBJJF Pan Jiu-Jitsu Championships. We got our black belt absolute divisions going on right now, as long as some weight class action. We're going to go to mat 11, where we have Francisco Lowe taking on Gutenberg Pereira.
Beautiful Silver Spurs Arena here in Kissimmee, Florida. Like you said, Danny, here, Gutenberg recently victorious over Tarek Hopstock. Francisco Lowe recently victorious against Lucas Norat. On this same mat, they're back once again. Now it's Gutenberg employing the use of the lapel in the white gi, and Francisco Lowe in the blue. Gutenberg actually up 2 advantages, so 3 advantages to 1 in favor of the AOJ representative. Patient approach in this lapel guard situation by Francisco.
Gutenberg got his last 2 advantages out of a takedown. Now he comes up.
Francisco looking to potentially secure a knee bar in that position. That's going to be 2 points. Francisco pulls to the 50-50.
Francisco's best finish here at the Pans came back in 2023, where he took bronze, taking on the reigning absolute Pan champion, Gutenberg Pereira.
Feed the lapel through. This is a very difficult position to get out of now for the top competitor. Francisco needs to be careful not to lock that leg in the 50-50 too deep. Runs the risk of getting put in a toe hold. Penalty given to Francisco Lowe by the referee.
Gutenberg, the reigning male absolute champion. We've also got the reigning female absolute champion, Gabriele Pisagna. She'll be coming up shortly. She'll be on mat 9.
I don't believe Francisco Lowe was aware that he was getting penalized for having that grip on the lapel, which I believe under the IBJJF rule set is actually a stalling call. Now, that's an update they made. So that's going to be 3 penalties for Francisco Lowe. That is a very tough position to be in. One more infraction could yield a loss for him. Gutenberg willing to give up the sweep in this position.
Two minutes, 40 seconds left. It's the absolute quarterfinal here at the 2025 Pans. You guys are watching at home and you want to check out Cole Abate's run in the featherweight division, he is up on mat 13 right now.
As well as Marcus Scooby back on the mats on mat 12. So the doctor checking out the ear of Francisco Lowe.
So if we could head over to mat 13, we've got Cole, and then coming up after Cole, we have Roberto Jimenez. We're going to switch over to that mat in just a moment. Cole taking on Sebastian Serpa. Really tough athlete representing Outer Heaven. Cole leading by 2 advantages. 1 minute, 7 seconds remain. Cole Abate been really active in competition recently. He's competed in several opens, competed at the Europeans. He's very confident heading into this 2025 edition of the Pans.
Very interesting back attack by Serpa. Right butterfly hook behind the leg and trying to pick around to the back. That right arm of Cole is doing a good job of cross-facing, stopping him from getting all the way there, but it is sort of an awkward position to fight from and only 35 seconds left.
Squares up with Sebastian. 10 seconds left. Looks like he is going to get the victory and move on here at featherweight. Featherweight's an amazing bracket. We also got Diego Patel, Isaac Doderline, Sam Nagai. Cole takes the win.
That is an insane bracket that this young man is a part of. A little bit of disappointment from Serpa, but very close battle. It's such a competitive weight division. I would say possibly one of the most competitive weight divisions in jiu-jitsu right now.
So Cole moves on as he looks for his first major title in the gi. We'll stay on this mat. We have Roberto Jimenez coming up next.
Absolute men's quarterfinal. It was regularly scheduled to be Jimenez, but hard to say.
I believe Roberto's taking on Anderson Gomez, but we will have an update for you shortly. Let's go back over to mat 11, where Gutenberg Pereira and Francisco Lowe are still competing in the absolute division.
It appeared that there was a little bit of a break for the medical officials to discern what was going on with Francisco Lowe's ear. Now in the 50-50, Francisco now has his entire forehead covered up to protect that ear. He's on top trying to put pressure. He's got a tight crossface. Just 30 seconds. Even if he makes back 2 points, he'll need to pass the guard here, Danny, in order to get a lead. And just not a lot of time to work.
Gutenberg looks like he may be able to come up for a sweep.
They did not roll into us. I thought that they might.
So 4 points and 5 advantages for Gutenberg Pereira to Francisco Lowe's 2 points and 1 advantage. 7 seconds remain.
And always game Francisco Lowe fighting to the end, but not enough. Gutenberg is going to move on.
So let's head over to mat 9. We got some female open class action. Gutenberg gets the win. He'll move on to the semifinal here at the 2025 Pan Jiu-Jitsu Championships. This is mat 9, where we have Caramorei of Gracie Baja taking on Nia Blackman of Royal Jiu-Jitsu. Under form.
Well, that is no longer them. The scene has changed. There.
There we go. Nia Blackman on bottom in the guard. Caramorei on top.
This double under style of passing, so effective, but it can be so difficult to get going. It's a very old school way of passing.
Nia Blackman, a relatively new black belt. Had some amazing results in competition at the purple and brown belt level. Now looking to make some noise at black belt here at the Pans.
We'll see if Caramorei opts to mix up the passing styles here. It seems very difficult to make that double underpass happen. You can transition it to the over-under. And a lot of competitors who like that style of passing do mix it up very well between the over-under and the double-under.
Winner of this match goes on to face Gabriele Pisagna.
A loop choke attempt. Nia continuing to threaten that loop choke.
So it looks like we already have one semifinal set in this female black belt absolute division. Maria Mawiacek and Isadora Silva are on one side in the semi. Sala Samola of Hilti BJJ in the semifinal as well on the other side. And then the winner of this match will take on Gabriele Pisagna to determine the last semifinalist of the 2025 Pan Female Black Belt Absolute Division. Nia Blackman working on a sweep.
That was a very close attempt. Looked like she was almost able to get completely over the top to take the back, but
cross collar and sleeve grips for Nia Blackman. Caroline stands up to her feet. And right back into the closed guard.
the IBJJF has just continued to evolve too, Danny. You can speak a little bit on this. Feels like in the last 3 years, you've just the organization they've been hitting milestone after milestone. Jiu-Jitsu Con having over 10,000 competitors, Europeans being the biggest Europeans ever. Speak to this year's Pans. What has this year's Pans been like? Obviously, we're here just for the next 2 days watching the black belts. How has the whole week been?
The whole week has been incredible. One of our favorite moments so far has been the brown belt female absolute division where Sarah Galval took on Helena Cravar. That was a match that was incredible. I think a lot of people were really looking forward to that. Sarah ended up getting the win, but Both athletes had amazing runs, took gold in their respective weight divisions. Neither ended up taking gold in the absolute, but some of the female brown belt competitors really put on a show yesterday.
Are Sarah Galvão and Helena Cravar, did they fight before?
That was the first time fighting in IBJJF competition.
Understood. Well, back to the action here.
1 minute left. All tied up. No points, advantages, or penalties for either Caroline Caramorei or Nia Blackman.
At least in the moments that we have had the pleasure to witness, Nia Blackman had that very close look at a back take earlier. Got to wonder if that weighs in the judges' minds in the event of a tied-up score.
We've got a lot of great matches coming up. Diego Pato is going to be coming up on mat 11. Gustavo Batista has his open class quarterfinal against Guilherme Augusto. That'll be an incredible match. Gabriele Pisania, of course, will face the winner of Caroline and Nia.
Now the double sleeve. Very effective way to control your opponent, especially when you've been dealing with the double under for a long while. Getting the double sleeve can be a very satisfactory way of mitigating that honestly pretty annoying guard passing style to defend against. Well, that'll do it for that match. We'll see who takes it here. Ref's decision. It's actually going to go to Caroline Caramorei.
Caroline will take on Gabriele Pisania next on mat 9. I think we'll go over to mat 10, where we have Kalel Nascimento, Florian Bailey. In just a moment. That is a black belt featherweight match.
Looking for the Sao Paulo pass. At least it would appear to be the Sao Paulo pass.
Not a whole lot of time left in this one. But next up on mat 10, the match we just talked about a moment ago, Gustavo Batista, Guilherme Augusto. That's an absolute quarterfinal. Florian up by 1 advantage over Kalel. Oh, Florian looking for an armbar now.
Look at this.
That will do it. Florian will advance here in the featherweight division, 2025 Pan Jiu-Jitsu Championships. Next up is Braguinha.
Gustavo Batista.
We'll head over to mat 12 momentarily. We've got Diego Pato coming up on 11. Gustavo Batista, I believe, on 10. G1 Park, Marco Mendez up on mat 12. G1 leading Marco by 1 advantage. So some featherweight action right now. And like we talked about, Jake, this featherweight division absolutely stacked.
It feels like the lightest weight divisions are some of the most stacked in the sport of jiu-jitsu right now. From light feather to light, it's just talent pool in which, you know, you have some competitors like Diego Pato, who has clearly cemented himself as top dog over the last few years, right? But other people are so close. They're just getting better and better with every iteration of tournament that they enter into. And so the challenge to anybody who won last year's Pans in this division is very real. Like you said, Pato's going to be up next.
Oh, Marco Mendez in on a footlock. Pato competed at feather at Europeans. He's back at featherweight at Pans.
Jawan Park had a look real quick. That's why I leaned into the camera, Danny. He had a look on a leg drag, and it looks like he still might have one, and that's why Marco Mendez now having to transition to more of a 50-50. But that was just a close look on that foot lock. You have to be very careful when you go for a straight ankle lock and you don't have both feet on the hips and they start to go for that leg drag position. Just balling out on the foot lock is a dangerous prospect. You could get the tap, but you could also get your back straight up taken, and that never feels good. Just a little over 5 minutes left to transpire. Roberto Jimenez just took the mat on mat number, I believe that's 13.
Yeah, let's head over to Roberto Jimenez.
Roberto Jimenez just shot in for a takedown. One thing that's interesting to me, Danny, about Roberto's game is he's willing to not even set up the shot. He's willing to just shoot from the outside without setting it up, without a fake or a head tug or an arm drag or anything like that. And I believe that's because he trusts his cardio. He trusts that he can do that over and over and over again and just wear his opponent down. But it's just an interesting part of his game that I've just noticed lately.
Roberto taking on Anderson Gomez of Infight Jiu-Jitsu. Super tough opponent. He's got some great skills in the standing position. Winner of Roberto and Anderson will face Marcus Scooby Ribeiro in one of our semifinals. Our other semifinal in the black belt absolute division, Gutenberg Pereira. Gutenberg will take on the winner of Gustavo Batista, Guilherme Gusto. That'll be another semi. So what a group of semifinalists we're going to have here in the black belt absolute division, this 2025 Pans. Roberto in on that collar drag. Great job by Anderson Gomez squaring up.
That male absolute final will be the final match of Pans. Oh, look at this, Anderson Gomez trying to turn that into an Uchimata. The referee had already called stop. So far, all the matches we've seen with Roberto, it seems like it's come down to some of the more dynamic takedown exchanges between him and his opponent.
Roberto working on those double underhooks. So good at getting the back once he gets those underhooks from standing position. Got some more featherweight action on mat 11. Diego Pato, the 2025 European featherweight champion, just took the mat. You can watch every mat and every match here at the 2025 Pans on FloGrappling.
The pace is slowed down a little bit.
haven't had a chance to watch Gustavo Batista yet today, so I'd like to head over to his mat. He is on mat 10. We're going to head over there shortly. Gustavo taking on Guilherme Augusto. Winner of this match takes on Gutenberg. I was really excited when I saw Gustavo's name in the Absolute. And just excited that he was competing at the Pans this year. Gustavo has an amazing style, won the Worlds in 2024. Always an incredible athlete to watch. Guilherme Augusto, another really, really tough and highly accomplished athlete out of Alliance.
One of the things about Gustavo, and just in my experience, I actually had the opportunity to compete against him at the 2021 World Championship, and it's not that he's got some attribute about him that is so unbelievably hard to overcome, like strength, or he's just technical, he's patient, he's very intentional with his movements. He doesn't waste a lot of energy. And his game is so solid that he just understands the rule set. He understands the art of jiu-jitsu so well. Even when he passes the guard, his hips are always facing the right direction. His weight is always applied the right way. He does this weird thing where he can spread his legs and pinch his knees at the same time. Like his feet are apart, but his knees are pinched, and he can lower himself down.
We got a chance to talk to his coach, Andre Galvao, yesterday. He said he was built for the knee cut and to pass the lasso, which is pretty interesting the way he described it.
Well, Guilherme is definitely, this is a very high-level matchup here in the Absolute.
Great side-to-side movement by Guilherme Augusto, trying to go around the guard of Gustavo Batista.
Batista trying to get under the leg.
Really good base on top by Guilherme Augusto. This is one of Gustavo's best and most effective sweeping positions.
Batista has a very serious straight ankle lock as well as a great knee bar, as evidenced by his incredible performance at the World Championship.
No score in this match yet. 3.5 minutes in. This is an absolute quarterfinal here at the 2025 Pan Jiu-Jitsu Championships. Gustavo Batista, Guilherme Augusto. Winner of this quarterfinal, moves on to face Gutenberg Pereira in the semi. Gustavo's won the Pans 4 times, 2019, 2020, 21, and 23. Looking for his 5th and potentially 6th in his weight division gold medals here at the Pans.
There you can see in the corner of Gustavo Batista, the head of Altos Jiu-Jitsu, and Luisa Montero.
So in that picture on the right, we got 18 Pan black belt gold medals. Luisa tied with Andre Galvao for the most Pan gold medals at black belt for an individual athlete. Luisa has 9, Andre Galvao has 9. Luisa goes for her 10th starting tomorrow in the lightweight division.
Now this could be trouble, Danny. This is that straight ankle lock that I was talking about. That if Gustavo is able to go belly down with it, you see him trying to crumple the knee with his left hand and get the tap. So far, Guilherme is doing a good job of keeping his knee straight up to limit the ability of Gustavo to put the pressure, but he's got to be very careful in this position.
Guilherme also no stranger to success here at the Pans. Won a title in 2020.
Oh, look at that. Very interesting. Gustavo rotates all the way through. Might go belly down for the footlock again.
Gustavo comes up. 2 points for Gustavo Batista for the sweep. Let's go the ankle lock grip. Also get an advantage for that submission attempt.
Looks as though Guglielmi has his foot very, it looked to me like he had his foot very far across the hip, and he does receive a penalty for it.
So the 2 points and 1 advantage you're seeing on your scoreboard should actually be for Gustavo Batista. Our apologies, we'll get that adjusted for you as Gustavo tries to pass the guard of Guilherme Gusto. Gustavo really good at finishing passes from this half guard position.
Just keeping that left knee in the middle, just a slight bend. Can't get put in closed guard that way. Look at the balance. Head close, gets that grip on the lapel, and he's able to now move into the mount position. Looking for the X choke from the top.
Lots of pressure here from Gustavo Batista. After this, we will head over to mat 9 where Gabriele Pisagna just took the mats. But right now, we have Gustavo Batista leading Guilherme Gusto by 9 points.
Trying to get this foot out once again. I believe if he does, because it was Guilherme that put him back in the half guard, Gustavo would actually get 4 more points.
7 more.
7? Yes, you're right. My apologies. Mount. Yes. 7 more points.
Gustavo's a really good head and arm choke, too. He may try to isolate this left arm of Guilherme.
He's going to continue to inch that right arm up until eventually he can get his left ear against the elbow. Be on the lookout for Guilherme to try to time an explosion. But
that's going to be 7 more for Gustavo Batista. Passes and mounts.
Well, it appears that we will not be heading over to Gabi Pisagna after this match, given she did win by submission. But now you guys all know that, so you can go look at the replay at FloGrappling.com. So
our scoreboard is being adjusted. Gustavo Batista up by 16 points over Guilherme Gusto. Going right back to this mounted cross choke. So we got a replay of Gabriele Pisagna's submission here in the open class.
That is just a dreadful looking submission, pulling the arm across with the shin against the neck. Pulling the armbar at the very end of it. And speaking of armbars, it looks like in the bottom right corner of the screen, Gustavo Batista might be setting up a end of match armbar, but up by a considerable amount, able to bide his time.
Great work by Guilherme Gusto getting back to the guard. He's into the single leg X now.
For those of you guys following along on FloGrappling.com, tuning in live on FloZone, as well as the other mats, you saw Roberto Jimenez victorious. And now, I believe, moving on to the semifinal of the men's absolute division.
So our semifinals are set. We got Marcus Scooby Ribeiro, Roberto Jimenez on one side, Gustavo Batista, Gutenberg Pereira on the other side.
Oh boy. That's a stacked. It's a stacked 4 competitors.
So we got some light feather action. Malachi Edmond.
Looks like Malachi is just seconds away from finishing a cross choke submission.
I think that's mat 12.
So as you guys can see, Malachi Edmond currently in the closed guard. He has the lapel grip around the back, sort of an X choke, and now he's going for it one more time. Earlier he had this so tight. He's pulling that arm across. It's sort of, it functions very similarly to a triangle. You just have your arms doing all the work and the lapel assisting over the top as your leg would be in a triangle. But it's a very tight submission from the closed guard. If he's able to get that elbow of Gustavo over to the other side, it's a very tight submission. And Malachi up by 2 advantages. If he's able to get that elbow across, then it is a very tight choke.
Malachi's opponent is Gustavo Agawa of AOJ. Gustavo dropping down to the light featherweight division for the Pans. Usually would see him compete as a featherweight. Malachi took silver at the 2024 Pans. Dropped a match to Diego Pato in the final last year. Malachi has a really, really solid close guard.
Malachi with a lot of support in the stands for him. Friends and family came out.
Malachi sticking with this choke attempt. He's got the lapel wrapped around the arm and the neck. Gustavo Agawa climbing his legs up.
Because he's working a submission, there is no stalling. He's actively pursuing this choke. The referee knows that. It's a very smart strategy from the closed guard by Malachi Edmond. He could stay here for 5-6 minutes if he just kept attacking the choke.
Malachi, a 2024 Pan silver medalist. He's taken silver at the Worlds and has also won the Europeans, won that event back in 2023. Gustavo, a rookie black belt. It's his first major black belt championship that he's competed in. Looking for his first major title.
I really like the adjustment by Malachi here to get that guard high and specifically left knee over the shoulder. It's going to make it difficult for Gustavo to bring his right elbow back, which, I mean, this whole time Malachi has just been trying to bring that elbow across to tighten the choke. And so this is at least going to make it difficult with the waning seconds of the match for Gustavo to do just that. And it's going to secure the 2-advantage lead victory for Malachi to move on in the bracket. Somebody who has seen that podium many times. Frank Cespedes is currently working a double underpass on mat number 13. Let's head over there and we'll see that matchup. In the corner of Frank Cespedes is none other than the inimitable Hector Vasquez.
Frank on top, Rene Lopez on bottom. Both training out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Had a chance to chat a bit with Rene a couple days ago. Rene Lopez, 39 years old, said he's never felt better physically. Still competing in the adult division. Runs his academy Jiu-Jitsu Methods out of Vegas.
Frank momentarily looking for what looked like an Estima. Is it Rene Lopez is 39 years old? Does not grapple like one. He's very, you would not know by seeing how he grapples that he is any older than Frank Cespedes, who is probably in his early 20s.
And to be in a place where he feels like he's in his prime physically is really impressive. Shows the dedication and commitment he puts into his training and his health and fitness.
I think that that's what makes these competitors who we see compete, and we know them. It's almost like you can forget how old they are because of how impressive they are, because they take their diet, their sleep, their training regimen, their rest very seriously, like Wagner Rocha and Cyborg and these different competitors who have hit the scene and just stayed forever. Rene Lopez proving that the same fact remains. It's true across the board. If you take care of yourself, you can compete for a long time at a very high level. So far, Cespedes retaining his lead of 1 advantage.
Frank with an aggressive stack pass attempt.
Looked as though he was trying to flip Rene all the way over into the turtle position.
Can't tell if Rene might have gotten poked in the eye or if he's having trouble seeing. He keeps blinking. Looks like he's having some difficulty.
Could be a contact lens. Just a little over 3 minutes left to go as Gutenberg Pereira walks behind the commentary booth. Engaged, locked in, ready to go for his semifinal attempt against Gustavo Batista, as well as Roberto Jimenez pacing back and forth for his upcoming matchup for his spot in the final.
Really tight match here in the light featherweight division between Rene Lopez and Frank Cespedes. Had some great open class action so far today. Throughout the week, we saw some great color belt matches.
Well, look at this. Well, that could have been a dangerous situation for Frank here in the last 2 minutes of the match, only holding this 1 advantage lead. At this level, one advantage can feel like a giant lead, but this is a great spot for Renee to be able to set up something concrete that can lead to a score, or at least even an advantage would be good, because then it puts it in the hands of the judges. You brought up the colored belts this week at the IBJJF Pans, Danny, and I feel like as time has gone on, the highest level of purple belt, I mean, they look like black belts in a lot of respects. They're so technical. The level of training and dedication and discipline, the science behind learning this art form, it really has gotten more and more sophisticated, intelligent, and complex. I think of the Mendez bros and how their approach to training, they're very systematic. They're very optimal approach to training. I've talked with people like one of the, I think, the hidden minds of the sport competitively, Danny Myra, is another one of those competitors who tries to optimize jiu-jitsu, and it's just becoming more and more sophisticated. Hey, Lopez trying to go for a toe hold here. This is a good submission. It's going to end up potentially out of bounds. That's an advantage. So now that makes this entire match, we didn't get to see the whole thing, but it makes the match much more interesting, game.
We do have Gabriele Pisania up right now as well. I believe she's on mat 10.
That is true. That's going to be another advantage for Renee Lopez here as the match comes to a close, which is going to, at least the referee had motion for that. It's hard to say who wins that match. We do have Gabby Pisania. She is currently competing on mat number 9. Going for a straight ankle lock, and she gets the tap. So, once again, she does this. She does those kind of things. You know, we try to pitch to her.
I'll try to get a replay of that submission by Gabriele Pisania. After this very close light featherweight battle between Francis Pettis and Renee Lopez.
It appears that it's going to go down to a referee decision by which Frank Cespedes wins. And in just a brief moment, we will get that Gabby Pisania submission. You know, we try to pitch to her, Danny. She gets the submission a little quicker than we're able to get over there. All right, so let's take a look at that submission by Gabby Pisania, and then we'll take a look at the brackets after that. So here's a look from the closed guard, gets that ankle lock grip, and then positions her left knee directly underneath to increase the distance, uses that right knee as a shield, gets the grip, and you know, the way that she does it, Danny, with that leg over the top, resting on top of the knee, it is very difficult to get the space back. It's not a very conventional look at the ankle lock. Now look at what is coming up here on FloGrappling, the female open class division. Danny, why don't you talk us through how it went down?
Female open class division bracket. We got Gabriele Pisania, who just saw finish a straight ankle lock over Sala Samoa. Also had a submission by armbar in her quarterfinal. She'll take on Isadora Silva of Dream Art in what should be an amazing black belt absolute female open class final. Got Roberto Jimenez coming up. He'll be taking on Marcus Scooby Ribeiro in one of our semifinals in the black belt male open class division. On the other side, we'll have Gustavo Batista, Gutenberg Pereira. Roberto's had some really exciting matches today at the Pans, Jake.
Roberto Jimenez, certainly one of the most interesting characters in this jiu-jitsu scene, both on and off the mat. This is an electric matchup if we've ever seen one today.
Scooby and Roberto, black belt semifinal here at the Pans. We're underway.
Roberto immediately shoots in. Goes out of bounds. They're going to reset back.
Scooby pulls guard. I'm sorry. Roberto takes Scooby down for 2 points. Scooby in the guard. Oh, Roberto on an armbar!
Oh my goodness!
Roberto Jimenez!
Oh, Marcus Scooby. Marcus Scooby seems to say that he did not tap. Wow!
Wow, that armbar came on lightning quick by Roberto Jimenez.
I think we would need to see a replay of like exactly what happened. Did Marcus Scooby tap? Did he not tap? Is there? Let's see. So Roberto gets 2. He's directly over the top of Scooby Ribeiro. And then this is a look at the armbar. So the armbar was straight. The thumb is down, but it's hard to see what the right hand of Scooby was doing because it all comes down to the right hand. Roberto seemed sure. Roberto seemed like he understood Scooby had tapped. Wow. Okay, well, Roberto Jimenez is in the absolute final. He's going to take on the winner of Gutenberg Pereira and Gustavo Batista. But my goodness, what an absolute